Still running? Now I get you giggling. Okay, so today we're going out and we're going to do a couple little tricks on this new cache site. So this is going to be called CX01, and it's going to be pretty unusual, but we're going to run magnetometer, a detector, and then we're going to drill the bottom of the hole that I dug. Anyway, it was a masonry bit, so you can punch a hole about a foot deep, and we can get in there and see what's underneath this slab. So hopefully there'll be some space under the slab, that some airspace to indicate that there's plates or cover stones. And then I'm also going to be scraping the sandstone bedrock up to where the hit is, because it should all be sandstone bedrock, and I've already dug deeper than that. So we're going to see where the edge is. So if we can identify cover stones, then we know what we're up against, and we'll go for it. You can see the geology here is just crazy. Absolutely nuts. And literally they have this site laid out to where they're following these linear features. So this is kind of like a walkway or a causeway. You can see the front edge of it here. And this kind of leads the direction of our procession. And then they have, when you see a lot of reaffirming points, all pointed the same direction, and we've got them actually all the way around us. So we were just walking through, coming down this little ravine off of what looked like a potential ancient camp just above us, and come down here, and here's an old chisel. I don't know, man, by looking at it, it's not ever been used since it was at the forge. It looks like it's actually been resharpened, because the head's certainly been hit, but it has a perfect tip, so this has been remanned. It's not straight. As you can see, wow, this is a beautiful piece actually. This looks like it certainly could be Spanish. It's not white boy made. It's completely hand wrought, and it was made in a stamp or a press, so this is probably Spanish. Brand new tip, brand new, never been hit. But the back has been hit. So like I said, this tool was used for a long time and then went back to the forge, and they had a stamp mill there, stamp forge, and Spain used to run them. So I'm positive that's what that is. Put that back in situ and we'll get this photographed. That's a heck of a find. So that's just about exactly what we want to look for who we suspect did this cache. And we're not far from the cache location right now, which is crazy. But we are a long way from any other workings. There's no workings. You can't see anything from anyone. and that's miles and miles. So, and we're only a couple 100 feet from the suspected cache location. So what a find. And we're directly below what looks to be, I'll show you, some type of an old camp. I'm wearing about 50 pounds on my back right now. So I've got my detectors and drill and shovels and pick and sledgehammer and the magnetometer and all that on me. So, but anyway, this is what we're looking at. We found quite a bit of work material, native stuff. So, at least in Paleolithic times, it was definitely a camp. Okay, well, wonderful signs that is. That's good stuff. So first, potentially 300-year-old artifact. So it all goes to the story now. Sweet. Okay, so we made the collection here. You see, man, is that just too cool. So we're gonna go cruise on down now. I just wanted to. The geologic formations here are just really radical. So just totally off the wall. You see how linear some of these features are. It's pretty crazy. Another almost odd thing that's even more odd, I was gonna say otter of all things, there's no otters here. Anyway, is this red dirt. So I mean, this whole pile of red dirt really shouldn't be here. It's very big, and it's got some stuff in it, but not much. Primarily just red dirt. Could be the result of some form of processing. But in all general terms, everything here is sandstone rock, and it just doesn't break down to red dirt. So, and it's the only deposits we can find for several miles like that. So, we'll see what comes. What do you got? Wow, look at this grass.
I saw that.
Wow, it takes a lot of water to feed this. I don't know where any water would be coming from. That's cool. Okay, let's see what Tara's got going on here. Oh, wow. Wow, how cool is this? Yeah, no doubt. Great place if you want to hunt. Sit inside there. I mean, peephole out the back. I just don't see us making near that depth. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing here. This is a sandstone layer. It's really, really hard. This is our bedrock, basically, at this layer. Excuse me, winded. But our hole over here that we've got goes obviously deeper than this is. And so hitting a blue clay type material, you'll see it's dissimilar even from this point. And so we're going through this blue type of hard clay, and we do hit a hard material about, I think, 18 inches down or something. And it's pretty difficult to go through, but it's not this. And so we've drilled another 8 inches or so into it beyond that. And then we, just about 2 inches down, we hit a layer that's about that thick. And then we dropped 1/4 of an inch. Plunk. Hit another layer about that thick. Went on through some more. It kind of went through something that grabbed the bit, went around a little. Then I hit something I can't drill through. And that's a masonry bit. Should drill through concrete, it'll drill through rock, whatever. It should drill through hard sandstone, no problem. But I can't get the drill to penetrate any deeper now. And so I looked at the total depth. And so for our total depth, we've got from that point is this deep to the hard material. And I don't see us making that from here to there. Matter of fact, I think we're only going to make about maybe 2.5 more inches in grade by the time we get there. So whatever I'm hitting hard, if this stays consistent, is going to be at least 8 to 10 inches deeper than this sandstone is. Meaning, why is there no sandstone there? So yeah, if you want to come look in the hole. So you can see my sandstone should be about this layer right here. Should be where the level of that sandstone over there comes into this at. Maybe a little lower. But I went to this is a blue clay, and then I went to a color, blue gray. I went to a color change down here to a tan. And then, or actually right here, it's all the way down here to a tan. And then I couldn't penetrate really too much more. I could dig this out about another 2 inches, and then apparently I hit what feels like sandstone. And I guess I'll go ahead and just drill for him here. I can watch this happen. So I might have to clear a little material and then okay, now I can no longer get any penetration. I can't get any powder back. Nothing. And sounds hard. I mean, unbelievably hard. I don't know what that is. And I don't get any material come back up. I get nothing. Zero. So it's not consistent. Basically what I'm saying is what we see here, the natural deal, it's not consistent at all, let alone the big huge hits that are here. So what it does seem like, it seems like about 2 inches below my hole right here, I hit sandstone, but it seems to only be about 2 inches thick. And then it drops a little through a dead air space. Then I hit another layer about 2 inches thick. And what's interesting is the plates we see up above, they were stacked up there to potentially use as like cover stones, or like this. And this seems a lot like what we're drilling through, which is about 2 inches under this. And then we've got about 2 inches of sandstone. And then we're dropping to like 1/4 of an inch. So it seems like, anyway. It'll basically drill through this no problem. I already went down about 2 inches in another hole. It was consistent with what I hit near the bottom of this hole, which is about consistent depth. Now, whatever's 8 inches below that I have no clue. So we need to look and find what in the world geologically could possibly be that hard. We've established there are some pebbles here on the surface that could potentially be that hard or whatever, agatized stuff and some hematite or whatever. And even the hematite, I should get something on the bit. So I would think it would have to be at least as hard as a type of an agate or something like that. So, but there's none of that in any of the sandstone that's under this or underneath any of this material. So we know that because we can go to the side over here. If you come around this way, you can look over and see the layers of sandstone behind me in that cliff right there, and everything that's under us is shown here, demonstrated here in these layers. And they're consistent all the way around. These go for miles like this. So what we don't see is any type of pebble or harder material inclusions of anything in this. This is all real homogeneous material laid down in little thin sheets without any pebbles or anything in it. And so that pretty well takes away that we're hitting anything harder. And then if we put a bit on this material at similar depth, we've already done it once, but I'll show you at similar depth to what we're at over here, we just sink in this stuff. So you can see I'm already producing a hole and powder, and whatever we're hitting 8 inches under are rock layers down there that feel like they're layered rock. Is so hard that I can't even dream of drilling it with a masonry bit. So we'll go on from there. Now what we're going to do is perform a magnetometer scan. This is a geophysical phase reader. It's made for subsurface imaging and mapping. It'll actually, it's similar to GPR, except this doesn't put out anything. It's completely passive, and it maps the magnetic field of the Earth and how that flows and how it interacts or doesn't interact with things in the ground. So where GPR is 3 to 12 feet max, this will run 80 feet, 65 to 80 feet. So it's rated. We've imaged accurately at 110 feet deep. And then with this, I can see air. Basically, I can see any type of void material or a backfilled hole. We can see wood, plastic, water, metal. We can tell non-ferrous from ferrous metals, and even KRYDER the imaging. Once it's taken, we can KRYDER the imaging into a basic 3D map of what's inside the ground that deep. But I don't have the software. The software is extremely expensive, and I don't have the ability to buy it right now. So we're very limited on what we can do. But this also performs as a magnetometer. And so the beam spread on this is 3 feet at 45 feet depth. That's our beam width. And so, and even on the mag is still that sensitive. So the same sensor is what they use for interplanetary studies on satellites, to look at surface of planets and to map materials and what's going on with the planet. So it'll work from orbit, it'll work from a boat, a plane, whatever. So this is a mag, so if I run it over iron, sounds like we got a void. So if there's a less of a magnetic field in one spot, then it's going to probably mean we have a void. So that's what magnetometers are commonly used for. So I'm reading the magnetic field from the charged Earth here, and so in absence of that field, and my signal will begin to fall off. So the more signal, the higher my pitch, and when the fall off of the signal, the lower my pitch. Definitely got something. Right there. some kind of an iron target. Damn interesting, huh? So that's showing, I mean, I get a noticeable change. That's a linear feature going straight back in from under this mess. Don't wonder if there's not an access in here closed off.